Hello everyone, Jimmy here from TrueWatch. Today I'm going to share with you on how to ingest CI/CD telemetry and your SAST telemetry into TrueWatch. So the examples and the demo environment that I'm going to use are GitLab and SonarQube. So these are open source and free, so I can just do a quick demo to show you. So what you're looking at right now is a customized dashboard that I've drafted very quickly to showcase some of the key information that you can see after ingesting the data into TrueWatch. So you can see pipelines, the total pipelines across the past 14 days, the ones that have failed, the runs by status, the pipeline duration by commit messages, right, and then the status distribution. All this can be customized. And then the GitLab jobs failed by stages, the recent failed jobs, the pipeline IDs, the failed stages, the build name. And when we go into the SonarQube level, we can see these are the calls to the APIs. Not very important at the moment, but the important ones are here: your code coverage over time for the various projects, the bugs over time, vulnerabilities over time, unresolved issues over time. So these are reports from SonarQube. And your issue severity, the main, minor, major, critical, and blockers. Those are some telemetry that we can get, and also the issues, right? So there's a lot of issues flagged by SonarQube. So you can visualize all of this in TrueWatch as well, so that which allows you to correlate with, let's say, if there are errors detected in the applications or vulnerabilities, you can link it back to the deployment, like your pipeline and your code health, right? So how do we do this? This is the dashboard, the end state, but it involves a few parts. Number one is on CI visibility. So down here, it's a GitLab pipeline configuration. Later I'll show you briefly on how to enable the module and pull telemetry from GitLab. So these are all the runs. So across the past 14 days, you can see if I click into one, I can actually see the pipeline stages, the duration, and also metadata down here, like the events, the raw events. I can also look at the logs that I can correlate with, and then the execution percentage breakdown. Right, so these are some metadata that you can get from here. On top of that, under logs, you can also get log information here. If I search for GitLab, as you can see here, there's GitLab, GitLab runner, GitLab pipeline that you can further analyze. So all these logs they're pretty raw right now, but they can be transformed using pipelines to visualize and correlate better, right? So you can see all the events. So as for SonarQube, it's under metrics. So if you can think of it as like custom metrics. They can see I get all the different dimensions, like your vulnerabilities, and I can break down by host. You can see, right, the count over time. So it's a time series. Okay, so how do I achieve this? Let's jump into my Ubuntu machine that will showcase what goes on under the hood. Okay, so here I have my browser open, so I have GitLab configured locally and also SonarQube. So in GitLab, one of the things that you have to do is to enable metrics export via Prometheus exporter, so that it will expose an endpoint for a data kit to pull the telemetry from. So once you have done this, you have to do it via the admin. Then if you go into DataKit's configuration path, you will enable the GitLab module. So I've enabled it. And then under Prometheus URL, you just have to specify the GitLab path, the host details, and then the Prometheus exporter URL here. Then you can save it, restart DataKit, and then it will pull from the endpoint and send the telemetry to TrueWatch. So my DataKit here is already configured to send to the correct workspace. I won't go into much detail because there's another video for that. Then let's move on to SonarQube. So SonarQube, as you can see here, my GitLab, I have a couple of projects. One is the TrueWatch POC app. So I have a container running in the background that does commit every couple of minutes. As you can see, like the last 2 minutes ago, I have some commit to this code base here. And then what it does is that it's really linked in the pipeline to invoke SonarQube's code scan. So there's a corresponding scan down here for this application, like a couple of minutes ago. Then you can see the report, the summary here, that there are bugs, there are vulnerabilities, there are code smells, and the coverage is low. So this is what's reported in SonarQube, right? So out of the box. So now that I've shown you how to pull the information from GitLab, let's look at SonarQube. So SonarQube is slightly more tricky, whereby we have to use Automata, at least for now. So Automata is a function as a service. It's Dataflux func that is deployed locally on this VM. So you can see it's a local IP address. Within that, you can write scripts, Python scripts. So just like function as a service on your clouds, like cloud functions and your Lambda, you write in Python. So I have written a script here, and then to pull these metrics from SonarQube API. So this is the SonarQube endpoint information that is specified here in the environment variable, the host URL, the token. So I will paste the link to a short GitHub guide in the description so that you can refer to it on where to obtain all this information. Then specify the DataKit URL, which is also set up locally. So this is a HTTP endpoint that's exposed to retrieve metrics and logs. So what this does is that this script pulls the telemetry from SonarQube and then forwards it to DataKit, whereby from DataKit it forwards it to TrueWatch. So this is just a script. You can test and run it. So you can just do a test run, like a debugger, to see that, to ensure that it's working. Then you can go to management, where you set up a cron job. You can create a cron job, for example, and then link the function, and then fill up the configuration to run the run frequency, etc. And then once it's set up, you can see that it will show here. So I have two jobs running, two cron jobs, and you can see the run history here as well. Right, so what it does is that every minute or two, it will run the script and do a pull on SonarQube's endpoint, and then it will send the telemetry to TrueWatch, whereby after you can see it in the metrics. Okay, so that's all I have. So it's a pretty short video. I hope you have an idea on how we integrate with GitLab and SonarQube. So things will get faster. So moving forward, we are looking at developing an out-of-the-box integration with SonarQube, where you can integrate with it more seamlessly. So with Dataflux func, it's very flexible. You can integrate with third-party services like other SAST tools like Snyk and whatnot as well. So that's all for today, and thank you for your time.